This conference will now be recorded.
Okay, so the thing is, you already know how to write the code, how to do the automation by using Selenium library. So you know some functions as well. So you know a lot of things. That is basically needed to work. Like if you are in a project, so you will do the same thing. You will just either clicking or typing something or checking something. So most of the time you will be doing that thing, and you already know about all of these things. Now the thing is, you need to make these things like the codings or whatever you need to do. You have to be organized. Okay, your code should be organized so that when you need to do some maintenance, or if someone else comes to work with you in a team, then that person should be able to easily use that code. Okay, so now what we did in TestNG is basically we learned how this unit testing framework, this TestNG works, and also we basically learn how to organize our codes. Organizing means that if we have any prerequisite, we can keep that in before test or before suite. If we have any test script like steps, we can keep that in the test. Then if we have any like if we need to do anything after a post requisite or something like that, then we can close the browser. Then if you have a data, so how can we read the data from outside the script? If we need to separate our web element from the script, we also can do that by page object model. So these are the things. When you keep all these things together, it will be like organizing the code. The concept is basically now you need to learn is organizing the code. We'll learn like a cucumber today, but before we move into the cucumber, we'll learn how we can make this organized, how we can use some tool so that we will be like whatever the packages or classes we will create, it will be in an organized way. Okay. Okay. So first of all, till now we created like 3 4 projects, right? So in my case I just created 3 projects, but in your case you might be created like 4 or 5 projects. All the projects are like Java project. So initially we start learning with the Java project. So there is a problem with the Java project. The problem is if you if you want to run your project, then you have to make this project as like a runnable, so that you can share your project to someone and then they can run it. So you have to make this as a runnable. And what is runnable means? For example, like if you are sharing any software with someone, so they just need to double click on the software and then it will start installing, right? So what they did, they like added all the things, all the features together. They kept all the things together. Like it can be like Java application or like a C sharp. They can use any programming language to build that software. So once they're done, then they put it together to make that software like one single piece. So that when you just double click on the software, it will just start installing that in your computer, right? Same thing we need to do it here. For example, if you need to run like your script, like a whole script, if you are using Java application, Java project, then you have to make this one. For example, if I make this Selenium learning so that runnable, so that anyone can run this project. So what I need to do is I have to right click on the project and then export and then Java runnable jar file. If I make this runnable jar file, then it will create a jar file where you can just double click on it and it will start working. You don't need to come open this project and then go to the specific class and then run it. You don't need to do that. Let me see if I can show you here. So launch configuration. So which one I want to run it, I have to show. So there are like a lot of main methods I have it here. So I need to tell my project that which when it will be running, which project it will run, which class it will run. Let me see if I can run standard user. Okay, let me keep that simple. Export destination. So let me see if I don't have anything. So this is the place I can keep it. Okay, I'll keep it here. Okay, I'll keep it here. I'll copy this path so that I can start working on this. Run application, something like that. So I'm just giving any name, and then click on save, and then extract required libraries into generator jar. So it will automatically create that for me. I don't need to do anything. Okay, so click on finish. Now you see that? So it's creating that project in a runnable. This operation repacks refined libraries. Okay, I'll just click on OK. And let me open a new tab. So now it's creating this run it. You see that? This application is, I'm just creating this application. So in this way, you can warning. Okay, I don't have any problem with the warning. So if you see that, I just created this run app.jar. Once I double click on it, I believe it will work on that standard user. This the class I created. You see that it just opened this browser. It will go to that source demo. It will insert the standard user. So it's working. It's working fine, right? There is no problem with that. The only problem is every time you make any changes, you have any update, you have to create this runnable jar again, and then you have to share it with your team. So that is a problem. Okay, that is a problem that we need to find out that how can we minimize this issue. Okay, so for example, if you have a code and that is working in your machine, that doesn't mean that it will work in some other, like your team members machine, right? So then what you need to do, you have to share your code. To share your code, either you can do this way, or we can use like a, for example, let's think about the Google Cloud. We can use Google Cloud. We can upload this project, and then they will get that project in their machine, then they can run it, right? They can, we will understand that part next week, but for now, just think about this Java project only. To work on the Java project, we have this issue. Now we have to minimize this issue. How can we fix this issue? So from now on, we'll not be creating any Java project. Okay. So this is standard for any project, any company, any project. They don't use simple Java project to work on any project or anything, any application. Then what they do? They use either Maven build tool or Gradle build tool. So there are like two build tools mostly used. Let me write it down. So we need to use a build tool. Okay, this is. We need to use a build tool. So there are like two build tools most commonly used. One is Maven, another is Gradle. So, for example, if you know how it works in the Maven, then it is almost the same thing with the Gradle. Almost the same thing. So in any place, if you go and if you tell them that you know Maven, then they will say, okay, so because you know Maven, you will be able to work in Gradle. Because in very less project, I saw like they are using Gradle, but still, if they are using Gradle, the concept is same, the format is same. Okay, so now we'll learn Maven because Maven is most simpler than Gradle, so we'll learn Maven. So Maven is a build tool and it's very important thing to create a project. So So there are like either two ways when you hired in a company in a project. One is either they already have a framework, already they have something that you need to start working with. They have either Maven or Gradle project, so you have to start working on it, or they are new and they are asking you or your team member to suggest them that which build tool they want to use. So they suggested Maven or Gradle, then you have to start working with this build tool. Okay, so it is always easy if you get a very brand new project, because it takes some time to create these and set up this project. And if you already have that, then you need to understand what they have. Okay, so we'll talk it later. We'll talk about these things later. So now we are going to basically learn how we can create framework. Okay. Okay. So first of all, so if you follow me, then it will be easy. So you need to follow me, otherwise you'll be lost if we start Cucumber. Okay. So you have to click on File, then go to New, and then you'll see Java project. So we're not going to use this Java project anymore. So we'll click on the project. Once you click on the project, it will give you this window, new project window. In this project, you will see a couple of things: general, Gradle, Java, Maven. So Maven is the thing that we are going to work on. So click on Maven, expand this Maven, and then there is an option called Maven project. Select this Maven project and click on next. Complete this part, then we'll do the next part. So there are like three windows we need to cover. So complete this one first.
Do I have to check this create a simple project?
Yes, but stay here. Then I will discuss something from this window. Then we'll select that.
Sure.
So I believe everyone is on the same page. So if you are in the same page, then I will tell you at first, don't click anything or don't click on next. I'm just showing you. So once I click on next, then it will tell me to select something from this drop down. So there are like a lot of things it should come. Yeah, it's coming here now. So there are like a lot of things. It's saying that there are like a lot of group ID, artifact ID, version. So either we need to select this manually, or if we just click on this create a sample project, then we can skip that window. Okay. So what you need to do is you have to click on this checkbox, because we don't need that window. Click on the checkbox and click on next. Once you click on next, then this is the window. Usually when we create a project, we have to give a name for the project. This is the place basically where you are giving the name of the project. Okay. So here two things is very important. You have to give these two names, group ID and artifact ID. Whatever you write in the artifact ID, it will be considered as like a project name that you can see here. I have three projects, so it will be show up here like artifact ID. So what we do in artifact ID is we basically mention the name of the company or name of the project. So we try to mix that thing. So this project is basically I'm creating to work on Cucumber. So I will just type Cucumber learning here. Cucumber learning. Okay, just give a name, something like that. So this one will be show up here in the list. Whatever you put here as an artifact ID, it will show here in the project list. Now, the next thing you have to provide is group ID. So group ID is basically what we give is like a name of the group, a name of the team. So if you have a team which is like, for example, like American team or onshore team, something like that, like Virginia team, give any name, give your name, the team name, that's it. So I will say it's a team name like that. Just give a random name, which is fine. So you see that now I don't have this error. So whatever you see here, it will show up as a like project name. So you have to provide the name here, the main name as a project name, and then give any name of the team name. Then once you're done, then click on finish. And once you click on finish, then it will create a project and you will see something different. So previously when you're creating this project, there are like a J sign on the folder, right? For each and every Java project, you can see that there is a J sign. And here for this project, you'll see that M. M is basically for Maven. So once you expand this, you might not see this one in the very first time, but it will take some time, like maximum 1 minute to show these things up. Okay. So once you create this project, then expand this project and see if you can see all these things or not. Okay, I believe you all can see this. You okay?
Yeah.
So you all can see these folders. So let me just give you that the difference between the Java project and this project is, if you see in the Java project, I have only two things. When you create a Java project, you will see only two things. One is JRE system library, which I also have this here in the Maven project, and then I also have a SRC. In this case, for the Maven, I have like 4 different SRC. So I will explain this one now. Let's go back here. First of all, I think I need to change the version of the library because it's a 1.5. So I will keep it like that. But if it doesn't work with this library, then I need to update this one. So I will update it later. Now, if you see, I have under the source, I have two things. One is main and one is test. So in source, I have two things, main and test. In the test, in the first one, in the main source main Java, basically what when we have like any utility class or any management class, or for example like any development work, we keep that in source main Java. And source main resources is for whatever you have classes in source main Java, and you need to have some like data, like for example you have some data in Excel sheet or in XML file, so you can keep that thing in source main resources. Resources, you can understand, right? Resources, so where you can keep something so that you can read data, like or driver, something like that, so you can read these things here. Similar to this one, main, we also have a source test Java where we keep our test scripts. Okay, we keep our test scripts here, we keep our page object models here. And then source test resources is the same thing. For testing, if we need any helping things like XML file or Excel sheet or anything that is basically to use to help our script, we'll keep that here in resources. Okay. And then this is the JRE system library that we already know. Whenever you create a project, by default, you will get some library, and that is coming from Java. Then this source folder is basically the things you can see here: source main Java, and source main is the same thing. It's like folder format, nothing else. So we didn't need to anything here. Target is basically we use to keep our reports here in target. And last thing is pom.xml, which is the main thing in main Maven. So without this pom.xml, we cannot do anything in Maven. This is a very powerful thing in Maven. So whatever you see here in this Maven project, it's a structure. It's a organized. It's already give you that organized skeleton where you can create your script in a test Java. You can keep your page object in test Java. If you have any resources, you can keep that resources in source test resources. If you have any utility class, if you have any browse management class, so you can keep that in source main Java. Okay, so this is already there. You just need to understand that what you need to keep in which place. That's it. Okay, so this is basically what we do in a framework. We'll put all our things like okay, so I need to use page object model, so I will keep it that in a separate package. Okay, so I am adding this approach. I need to read the data from outside the script, so I'm adding this approach. So when you add all these things, all these approaches in this project, that becomes a framework. Okay, that becomes a framework. And now the people can ask you, okay, so what kind of framework you are using? So you can say that, okay, I'm using a hybrid framework where I have a data-driven approach, where I have a page object model approach. So you can say that. Okay, so we'll learn that later. Okay, I'll show you more about this framework. I'll tell you about more about this framework. But now, just this is the basic. Now, first of all, if you remember, if we need to add any library, what we need to do here, for example, if you need to add a Selenium library, what we did in Java project, can anyone tell me?
We just did the copy and paste, and we also add the path.
Add to the build path, right?
Yes.
Okay. So when you are using any build tool like Maven, then you don't need to do that kind of things. So that is the most important thing in the build tool. Then how can we add this library? So first of all, if you remember, we use this website, and I told you you can go and you can find anything, any library from this website. Which is the website name? Anyone? What is the website name? Maven. Yes, Maven repository. So when you go to this Maven repository, and you already know this website, right? So you need to go there here, you need to search for Selenium, then you need to click on search, then it will show you the search results, the Selenium Java, right? Then you need to go inside the Selenium Java, and then I told you to get the Selenium Java this version 3.141.59, because still now lot of projects, lot of companies, they are still in this they are using this version. Okay, till now. So if you tell them that in my project, in my current project, I'm using this version, they will understand it. Okay, then after that, I told you to click on this version, then it will take you to the version page. This is the version page. Previously, what we are doing, we are clicking on this jar file, right, to download this library. Am I right? So this time, because we are using Maven, we don't need to download any libraries anymore. You see this here? A little down, you'll see some tabs: Maven, Gradle, Gradle Shard, Gradle, SBT, Ivy, Grave, Builder. So these all are build tools. So most commonly used build tools are Maven and Gradle. So already Maven is selected, and if you see some lines are here, right? This is, you can also understand, this is the XML lines. If you remember that we did that in test.ng. What you need to do is you just need to click here in the middle. Then it will automatically copy. So you don't need to select and then right click and copy. You don't need to do that. If you are here, just click here in the middle. Then it will automatically click whatever you have here. You can see here. So you just copied it. Next step is, where am I?
We need to select 3.14159, that one.
Yes, that's right.
Oh, did you want us to do this with you? I'm sorry, I missed it.
Yes, I told you to create the project.
No, I created the project and everything, but I'm not doing the Maven one. So I need to go to the Maven. You need to give me
Yes,
time.
please, everyone. Go to the website, search for Selenium.
Is it possible for you to send us the link for the Maven?
Okay. Maven means Selenium, right?
That's where we are supposed to go. Yeah. I mean,
Selenium.
wherever you are right now.
Okay, so let me send you that real URL so that you can go anywhere. So this is a URL. And once you're here, click on Selenium Java, then scroll down to here 3.14159. Then you just need to click on this box where you can see this name, Maven repository, and this is coming from organization.seleniumhq.selenium artifact ID Selenium Java version 3.14159.
Where is Selenium Java? I'm sorry.
Here, search in here in the search box Selenium,
Oh, okay, got it.
then you'll see Selenium Java. Scroll down to 3.14159. And you are here. Okay, so once you just click on it, it will automatically copy it. So you don't need to copy manually. So you are done here. Next thing is you have to go to this project. Let me close all of them. I need some space. Okay. So double click on this pom.xml. Then it will open this XML file either in this format or you might see this one. So it's absolutely fine. Okay, it's taking some time. So it's absolutely fine if you see this one. If you see this page, it's absolutely fine. What you need to do is, if you see here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, fifth tab is pom.xml. So overview, dependencies, dependency hierarchy, effective pom, and pom.xml. So click on this
I'm sorry,
pom.xml.
Zakir bhai. Was
Yes.
it 3.141.59? Because I remember last time I did the wrong one. So is it 59 or 559?
It's a pipeline. Okay, so
I have
you
a quick
just
question also.
Mhm.
I did the copy, but where should I paste it?
Yeah, I'll show you.
Okay.
I will show you. Just give me a minute.
Okay, no worries. I want to just make sure like I am in the right time, right
Yeah.
place.
So
Like,
did you open this pom.xml?
yes.
Okay. Once you open this pom.xml, are you able to see this one? This XML things where it says the project name. You see this group ID that we gave. This is the
Yes.
for learning as like artifact ID. You can see everything here about your project.
Yeah, yours one is mine one same.
Okay. So once you're done, in the end of the line number 5, keep your cursor in the end of the line number 5, and then hit just enter so that you can get some space here. Okay. So end of the line number 5, make sure you are creating a space after this version and before this project.
Mm-hmm.
Take your time. So once you just copy that that lines from Maven repository, then go back to your project, the Maven project that you just created, and then open this pom.xml. No, we are not downloading any jar file. Okay, let me tell you the steps again. So you are here in this version. So previously we are downloading this jar file, but from now on we are not going to downloading anything. We just need to copy these lines. We just need to copy this line. That's it. Right click, copy. And the feature is already there in this website. When you are here and click on this box, it will automatically copy to the clipboard. So you don't need to do this manually. Once you're done, go back to the Eclipse, open your Maven project, and double click on this pom.xml file. Are we in the same page?
Yes.
Okay. And remember, this is the most important thing. Many people make this mistake. So they usually try to paste the things after this project, but we cannot do anything after the project. It's kind of like project, this line is basically the ending bracket of the class. If you remember that we did a class, so there is opening bracket and closing curly bracket. So opening curly bracket class, and after the class you cannot type anything, you cannot do anything. So this is kind of like ending point. So you should not do anything after this closing project line. So we have to do something here. After the line number 5, just create some space and just type less than dependencies. So you'll get some suggestion here. So it's taking some time. Okay, so dependencies. So if you just type depend, then you will get the suggestion dependencies. So I will select this dependencies. Then it will give you two things, dependencies, and again dependencies with this forward slash. That means that this is the opening and this is a closing. Everything that you can see here that I already told you for the XML, for the test in the XML. If there is an opening, there will be a closing. If there is only opening, there will be a closing. Okay. So I just created this dependencies tag. Now in the middle between this opening and closing, there is a middle. Just hit enter. Keep your cursor and hit enter and make some space. Done.
Yes. Done.
My project looks black. Is that okay? It's not looking blue.
It's fine.
Okay.
So we're done, right? So once we are done, then under this dependencies, so this is a plural, so dependencies. So that means that we'll have multiple dependency here. So just let me show you one thing from the test.xml file. If you remember that okay, where is the simple one? This is the simple one. If you remember, this is a classes. Under these classes, we can have multiple class, right? We can have multiple class. If you remember, we have classes something like this, right? We created this before, and you already know about this one. So if we need to have multiple classes, we have to keep that inside this classes tag. So we are doing almost the same thing here. So I'll close it, and then dependencies. So in dependencies, I copied this part, it's already there. Now I need to go back and paste it here under the dependencies. Now you'll see under the dependencies, I have one dependency opening and closing, and inside these dependencies, I have some information, which is basically the information about the Selenium Java and which version I'm going to use. That's it. Done?
Done.
Okay. So once we are done, then just do one thing. Right click on the project that you created, right click on the project and click on refresh. It didn't work. Okay, I'm sorry. Also save it. Save it. Save all. Click on save all. Then you will see some changes in your project. So you'll see one extra folder that is called Maven dependencies. Under the JRE system library, you will see one folder called like library, like icon with the Maven dependencies. If you scroll, if you expand it, you'll see some libraries added. So this is basically what it does is it will get that library for you. This 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 lines of code is basically getting the library from the online from this Maven repository and then put it inside your project. And you don't need to worry about the build path. Okay, so now we're going to do the same thing for Selenium server. So I'll go back here, then I'll search for Selenium. Then second option here is Selenium server. So click on this Selenium server, then select this version 3.14159. Then again click here on this Maven part in this box, click here, then it will automatically copy, so you don't need to do that copy manually. And after that, go back to your Eclipse, make sure that you are pasting it after this dependency close here, but before all the dependencies close here. Okay, it will be like between this. After your first dependency done, then paste it here. It will be like this. Okay, it will be look like this. So where you have dependencies, inside the dependencies, I have one dependency and I also have another dependency. And to download this dependency, just click on this save. Once you click on the save, then it will get the library from Maven repository. Now, if you expand this
Click on
Maven,
save or save all.
click on save all is fine. Then it will save all the classes also. If there is any like unsaved class or any file, then it will also save that. So I just added the Selenium, right? So let me see if it is working or not. Okay, so I just want to see that if Selenium is working or not. So I'll just create. You don't need to do this part. I'll just check that if it is working or not. Okay. You can skip this part. So let me get this one. Basic Selenium. Standard user. Where is the standard user? Standard user. Okay. Copy. And then I will create, because this is a test script, so I will create here under the source test Java. Source test Java, right click, new, package, test script. So you don't need to follow this one. I'm just checking if this project is working fine or not, because we're not going to work with this kind of class today. Okay. Paste it. And once I go here, is there any page object? Okay, the page object things are there. Okay, so what I can do is I can remove this thing because I don't need this thing here. Okay. Sorry, what is that? What is your question? Okay, so let's see if this is working or not. Okay, so this is my class. Let me save it first. Still, okay, I don't have any error right now. So let me try to run it. So it's going to that website, tapping the standard user. So everything is working fine. You see that? There is no issue. So what good thing you learned today here? You don't need to download the jar files manually. If you just copy and paste the lines, and after you paste it, just save it. It will automatically download it. It automatically will add that to your build path. You got the idea?
This after you did the pasted the second dependencies, are we supposed to see anything? Because I only see the Maven dependencies, and then after that, were we supposed to see anything else?
No, in the Maven dependency, it will show you here Selenium server. So it will be added
Oh,
automatically here. So whatever
if
you
it's
add,
there, I will understand. Okay. So that's what we need to check.
okay, so this testing is done. That's mean that this is working fine. This project is working fine. So we can start working with our Cucumber. But before I move into the Cucumber, I will just tell you something more about this Maven. Okay, just a couple of things more. So if you see this one, this Maven pom.xml file is very powerful, right? By using this pom.xml, we can add the dependencies to add the libraries to our project, right? This is one of the things. And another important thing is we can run our project from the command line if we are using any build tool. So that is also possible by using this pom.xml. The question is how? If you remember, we use testng.xml, and by using the testng.xml, we can run any class. By pom.xml, we can also configure that. We can run any class. We can run also, if you're using testng, we can mention any testng.xml file, and then we can run it through pom.xml. Okay, and that is why we need a build tool to run that, to run your project from command line. Like not you don't need to open this project in Eclipse and then run it. You don't need to do that. You can run it from your command line. You can run it from remote server like Jenkins by using this pom.xml. If you just keep this project somewhere in the cloud, and if you tell the Jenkins, okay, go to this project and this is my pom.xml. So when the Jenkins will go, when the remote server, any place, I will explain this remote server later, like next week. But let's say that you don't want to run your script in your computer, because if you start running, it will take 8 to 10 hours. Instead of doing that, you can run your script from somewhere else, some other computer. Okay, so that facility is basically gives us that the Jenkins is a remote server. We can run that, we can build our project over there. So Jenkins will go and find where the pom.xml is. Jenkins will not understand test.xml file. Jenkins will not understand your class where you have a main method. Jenkins will look for the pom.xml file. So in pom.xml file, we can do a lot of things. We can show the class, we can show the test.xml file, we can add our dependencies. Okay, that's why we need some kind of build tool, and we can use Maven build tool to get our work, like to create our framework. Also, Maven gives us a structure of the framework. You see that this is a structure. So previously we are just creating the packages, but now we know that where we can keep our packages. You got it? Any question?
No, no question. I understand this one.
Okay. So eventually when you start working with this Maven, then you will get the idea like how this Maven works. Okay. So you just need to do some practice. That's it. Nothing else. Okay. So one more important thing about this dependency. Let's say that here, you see how many versions you have. And in future, you need to update your version. So instead of going back here, like for example, I want to, in this case, I'm just showing you that if I'm going back to the on some previous version, I don't need to go back and copy these things. I don't need to do that. Just go back here, just change this version from here. That's it. So this is 5.9. Just click, just remove this 9, remove this 9, and save it. So right now you can see here, this is 3.14159. If you save it, it will start building. You see that right bottom corner here, it's showing something like downloading sources and Java. So you can see something here. Something is going on. So you see here now it changed from 3.141.59 to 5. So it's very easy. By using this pom.xml, you can change your version of the library very easily.
Oh, so it's directly upgrading or downgrading from the Eclipse by itself.
Yes, by using this pom.xml file.
Okay, cool.
So this is very important thing. In the Maven, pom.xml file is the very important thing. Without this, if you don't have this pom.xml file, you will not be able to build this project, because this is the main thing.
Yes, maybe some of the group member I going to work with any company, they are not using the like Eclipse or Selenium same version. Maybe they used it the old one. So to catch up with them in my laptop, I cannot install the software again and downgrade my something. So it's directly go through the pom.x file and I'll do the upgrade or downgrade over here on the pom.xl file, right?
Yes, that is true. But another thing is when will get a project, you will get a laptop from the project, and you will not have any permission to install anything. Yes, you can add libraries, which is fine, but there is also some like restriction.
Yeah,
For
yeah, yeah.
example, like now I'm getting this library from Maven repository, but like the big companies like Google, Microsoft, like Amazon, like government projects, they don't use Maven repository. They have their own repository. They like, for example, like if I shared a link with you, all of you, for this Google Drive where I keep my libraries, right? And you can download this application, download this library from there, right? So in that kind of project, that kind of company, they also restrict downloading these libraries from outside, because there are like some vulnerabilities can be like added to that library, and that can be like a problem, like security issue for you, for the company. So that's why they don't want that kind of issue. They only allow the version they think like this is fine. They can the people, the employees can work with that. They only allow that libraries, that version libraries. Okay. Many companies still they are using this version. They are not upgrading that one because they are not sure about that one, about the new version. So if you are using this version and if your company is upgrading it, then they will give you the link. Okay, what link you have to use, they will show you. They will give you the instruction. Okay, you don't need to worry about that how I can get it, where I will get it. So your company will give you this information, how to write the dependency so that you can get the library. Okay. Yes. What should I share again?
You said you shared a link about you said, remember I shared the link with you, so I don't know if
Okay,
it's important. I
right.
don't know which one you're talking about.
You didn't find, didn't receive any Google Drive link before.
uh Google Drive link.
It's okay. I can share it again.
Okay, thanks.
So you are using Windows. So I'm just sharing the Windows link. I believe everyone is using Windows. So get link, copy link, down. So the link is here in the chat box. So if you go here, you will see Windows 64-bit, and inside that you will find the application like Eclipse, JDK, and also WinRAR. And you will also find one more folder called Programming Libraries, where you'll see some these libraries like TestNG, Selenium, Cucumber, all these libraries you'll find there. Okay, so let's get back to that again here, pom.xml. So this is all about the pom.xml, and make sure that you know something about this pom.xml, because sometime in the interview they might ask you that, okay, so I have a Maven project and I want to add libraries in my Maven project. So how can I do that? Can anyone answer this question? We just understand this one, right?
Sure, we can do that. Directly. We will go to the file and we will directly click on the Maven. Go to the new, and after that we will directly click on the project. Uh, if we click on the project, then it will be show a box. On the box there will be Maven.
No, no,
Then I
no,
have to click on the
no,
Maven project.
no. This is not the right answer. Okay, anyone
Or
else?
we can say that like by using form.xml.
That is the right answer, because
Yeah, I was just saying all of them how you did.
no. The thing is, you are telling me how I create the project, but my question was specific, like how can I add libraries in my Maven project?
Yes, got it.
Okay, so
Directly we will go through the pom.xml.
yes, so your answer should be to the point. So if you don't understand the question, so you can ask that question again. They will tell you that question again, which is fine. But if you are telling this one that okay, so you have to go to the new, then you have to create a project, so they will understand
Take
that.
too much time. Yes.
Yeah, so don't do that. So if you don't understand the question, you can ask that question again, 2, 3 times. Okay, there is no problem with that. Okay, so we understand the pom.xml. Now next thing we'll do is, remember for testng, we install one plugin for testng, like help Eclipse Marketplace. Please follow me again, Eclipse Marketplace, and then it will open this kind of window where previously you searched for testng. Okay, it's taking some time. So previously you searched for test ng, and then when you find that test ng, there is an option called installed, and you installed it, right? So same way, instead of test ng, just type cucumber and then hit enter or click on search. Then you'll find this one, Cucumber Eclipse plugin. You have to install this plugin as the same way we did it for TestNG. Okay, click on install.
Is it yours one also install pending? Because mine one is also pending for a while.
Yeah, it's fine. It's still taking some time to install this.
Oh yeah, done. Then accept.
Yes, click on that I accept the terms of the license agreement and then click on finish. Once you click on finish, it will ask you maybe install anyway, something like that. Let me check. It's installing software. Okay, so the same thing, you got it for testng. Click on this unassigned. You can also click on this, although I accept the risk, it's fine, it's absolutely fine, no problem with that. And then click on trust selected.
Quick question. We have to check the box like always all trust content, right?
Yes.
I'm sorry, what did you do in the trust box? Unsigned? Click on unsigned.
Uh, Maybe. Okay, let me make you the presenter because I just forgot that.
You just clicked on the always trust all content, then it will be checked automatically unsigned.
Do you trust unsigned content?
Yes. If you want, you can share the screen. I just
This
made
one?
it. Yeah, click on unsigned checkbox. And I also click on that's always trust so that if any in the future, if I need to install anything from this, then it will all install without any like confirmation. So if you want, you can just click on yes, I accept the risk. That's it. Trust selected. Click on trust selected. Okay, now it will be installing any moment.
Thank you.
No problem. So now I just got this window which says that restart Eclipse ID to apply the software update. Click on restart now. So your Eclipse will restart.
So you want us to restart the Eclipse?
Yes. Yes, because if you don't restart your Eclipse, you'll not be able to use that Cucumber plugin. So we need that.
Yeah, but it's still saying installing software 49% only.
No. I mean that restart option automatically pop
Oh,
up.
it will
Will
come.
pop up.
Okay. I
Yeah,
see. Okay. Yeah, it came now, so I can click it now.
you can restart. Yeah.
Thank you.
No problem. So if in any interview, if they ask you that, okay, so I can see that you have experience working with Maven, but we are using Gradle. So how you'll work with the Gradle? So these are kind of like tricky question. They try to see if you can answer that or not. So let's say that you are using Google Chrome, and now I'm saying that okay, so if you need to work with me, you have to use Firefox. Will you be able to use that? Firefox?
Yes,
Can you do
definitely.
that?
We have to just install the Firefox
Anyone?
in our machine.
Both are the same thing, right? Both are like a browser.
Yep. Over
Option
here,
might
both
be
are
different.
Maven
You
and
might see some
Gradle are
different
both same.
options in Firefox. Yeah, so the concept is same. Both are built tool, but they are different. Okay, so we got it here. Now the next thing is, if you want, you can just check if this Cucumber plugin install or not from here. Help, install new software, then click on already installed.
So from the
Then you'll
welcome,
see this Cucumber.
from the welcome page, we should cross that, skip that welcome page, or we need to do anything over there. The
Yes.
Eclipse welcome page.
Just close that welcome page. That's
Okay.
okay. So
So what is already installed? Should I click on that to see?
yeah, if you want, you can see it from there.
Okay. And then
What
I just,
is already installed,
yeah.
then you'll
Cucumber
see
is
the Cucumber Eclipse.
installed. Yes, I do see it.
Okay, that's when it's installed, and you can use it.
Okay. I
Okay,
close
so
it and I
next,
close the, yeah, I'm sorry.
go ahead.
No, I'm saying I close everything, right? And also the welcome thing. Whatever.
Just close that welcome thing, welcome tab.
Yeah, Zakir bhai. I have to go to the help, and then to check it out is that correctly installed or not, I have to go to the install software.
Install new software,
Yes.
then click here, already installed. Then you are done.
Yeah, I can see the Cucumber Eclipse.
Yes,
Okay, thank you.
no problem. Okay, so if you remember, when we work with TestNG, we need to download the TestNG library, right? We need to do the same thing for Cucumber. So we need the library for the Cucumber. We have the plugin, but now we need the library. So how will you get the library? We'll get it from Maven repository. Here in the search box, just type Cucumber. In the search box, type Cucumber and click on search. Then you will see Cucumber JVM, Java, Cucumber JVM, JUnit, something like that, right? We need to get this one. Cucumber JVM Java, which is coming from io.cucumber. And another one is coming from info.cubes. We are not going to use that. We are going to use io.cucumber. Okay.
The
So
first one, right?
the first one, but I don't know that for some people this one might be the first one. For some people, no.
I-O.
For everyone, it will be the same, I believe. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
same.
Mhm.
But still I have a doubt because it's not in ascending order with the number 60, 64. Yeah. So okay, so if you're seeing this one, Cucumber Java, JVM Java, and this is coming from io.cucumber, open that in a new tab. Open that in a new tab, and then click on the latest version. Click on the latest version. And same thing, we're not going to use, we don't need to download the jar file. Just click on this Maven, this box. Just click on it. Once you click on it, go back to your Eclipse.
So 7.10.1, that was the latest.
That's true. 7.10.1. Okay, so make sure that you are pasting it here. Before this dependencies, you need to paste it here.
So it's
Okay.
gonna be Maven, right?
It's gonna be Maven. One more thing we need to do is we need to get another library. So
1 second, Zakir bhai. Before the dependencies and after the dependency, in this gap we have to paste this one.
you see this one here.
Yes.
So this is the closing dependency of my Selenium server, right?
Mm-hmm.
So let me take this part again out. And this is the closing of dependencies. So you have to paste it here. After the previous dependency closed, but before that all the dependencies close. So you have to
Got it.
paste it here. And now I need one more, that is Cucumber JVM JUnit.
Thank you, Zakir bhai.
No problem. So I also need to download this one, Cucumber JVM JUnit. So right click on it, open a new tab, or if you just want to click on it, and then click on the latest one, 7.10.1. Then click on this Maven part. It's already copied. Go back to the Eclipse and then paste it here. Once you are done, click on Save. So you'll see something is going on the right bottom corner. It says Build.
Question again. This time we have to
Yeah.
go to the third one,
Third one? What do you mean by third one?
like in the Maven website.
Hmm?
We have to
Same version, 7.10.1.
no for copying the new version. Uh, we
Just
directly have to go to the Maven repository, not the new open tab we just created. So we have to go to the JVM core or JU unit.
JVM JUnit.
Okay, JVM unit. This was the question.
JVM JUnit.
Yeah, JVM JUnit. Then the same latest version. Then we have to just copy the Maven things. Thank you.
No problem.
Then we have to paste this one.
Yes, also you have to paste that one. But make sure you are pasting it before closing dependencies.
Okay.
Okay, so let me see. If
So I mean,
go
I
ahead.
have to go through that JVM unit.
Yes, you have to get that JVM JUnit also. So you have to get two libraries. One is JVM Java, another one is JVM JUnit.
I I just found JVM Java. I couldn't see the JVM JUnit. Oh yeah, I found it.
You got it?
And then 1.26 first one.
Can you please share the screen?
Yeah.
This is not the one. That's I told you. So I told you to get that from io.cucumber. You see the third one? Third one. You see the name are same, right? But you have to find out where it is coming from. It's coming from io.cucumber. You see that?
Yeah, yeah. So this one I have to click, right?
Yeah, that's right. Copy that. So it's already copied. You don't need to copy it manually. So it's already copied
Yeah.
and paste it here.
So I had to paste it here.
Yes. That's it.
Okay,
There's
thank you. Thank you.
no problem. Okay,
Then
so
save all. Then you are going to start again.
yes, once you click on Save All, then you'll see Cucumber libraries are already added here under the Maven dependencies. Okay, so which one? Onic B? Okay. dependency. Okay. What you did is one, two, dependency. So in line number 6, if you see line number 6, you have open and close also. Just remove the close part. Yes, remove this close part. Remove this dependencies. Delete that dependencies. That part, yes, remove that. Also the opening and the less than and greater than sign also. And you also have in line number 38. Can you remove that line number 38? Oh, okay. So it's looking for the closing one. So now open that. Okay, put a less than sign. Type a less than sign there. Line number 38. And then into it dependencies. The last option. Click on the last. Yes. Okay, enter. So why is showing this error? Dependencies. Yeah, there is no error. Yep. Just click on save, then it will download all the libraries. Click on save all. So now it's downloading all the libraries. So if you expand that project, then you will find that. Okay, so this is done. Okay, so the next thing is, you don't see the cucumber. Okay, so it's done. Now, so it's 8:27. So what we're going to do is we'll take a break, but in this break, we're not just doing taking only break. If possible, come back from the break early and start working on it. So what you need to do is you have to create a notepad. You have to open a new notepad and then you have to write down the steps. You have to write down the steps to log into this website by using the standard user. Okay, so what you need to do, you have to go to this website, insert this username, standard user, insert this secret sauce password, click on login, and then when you're logged in, you are verifying it or you are not verifying it's fine, it doesn't matter. Just click on login, then you are here in the products page. So you have to open a notepad, and in this notepad you have to write the steps like this one, like open browser, something like that. Okay, open browser, like exactly what you did in manual testing. Okay, write down all the steps, and in the meantime we'll go on a break. So the class will start at 8:45. Okay, so take a break, and when you are back from the break, then write down the steps to log into this system. Okay, just the manual step.
Can I ask a quick question?
Yes.
Like after coming from the break, what we have to do? You can tell us again, please.
No. When you are, I will be taking the break, so I'll be back 8:45. But
Here.
when you come back from the break, like for example 8:40 or 8:42, then you have to start working on it. What you need to do is you have to write down the steps to log into this source demo.
Okay, like the manual testing one you just
Not
told
the
us.
main
It was the question.
simple one. Yes, very simple one.
Thank you.
No problem.
This conference will now be recorded.
Okay, so are we done with the steps? Is there anyone who needs some time to complete this task, to write the steps?
I'm almost done.
Almost done. Okay. Anyone else?
It's just very you just want the steps until login, right? It's just
Yes. Just click
three,
on
should be
login,
three
and then you're
lines.
done.
Yeah, okay.
Or you can also say that, okay, so once you click on login, user should be in the product page, right?
Okay.
You can just also add that line for validation, for example. So I hope you all are done with this task, and then it's time to, okay, so I got one submission, but okay, so it will help me to save my time. So I'll just copy that and paste it here, and just remove this line. So these are the steps, right? Open any browser like Google Chrome, type the URL, this one, click on the username text box and type the username like standard user. Click on the password box and type the password like secret sauce. Now click on login, click the login, and after the user should be the product page. I got one more. Okay, so open browser, put username standard user, password secret sauce, click login button, validate to see if on the product page. Okay. And once you open the Chrome browser, go to this one, enter username text box, enter, click on login button. Once you log in, user should be able to put it. Okay, so I will just copy this one. So this one is more. Okay, I'll tell you why I selected that one. So let me show you that. So I have 6 steps here, but in these steps, for example, first of all, it's mentioned here, open any browser like Google Chrome. No, we will not make this kind of statement. We'll say open browser, or we'll say open Google Chrome. Okay, we'll not give it any name like in this format, like. So we know that which browser we are going to use for testing. So you can keep that as like test data and the browser name as like test data, but also you can also use the name directly in the step. Second is you said that type the URL, but if you're only typing the URL, that doesn't mean that it will take you to that URL. So usually what we do is we say that go to this website, right? We'll just make this kind of statement. Go to sourcedemo.com, something like that. Then click on the username text box. So we don't need to click on the username text box. You can just directly type the username. Same for the password. Then we can do click the login. Okay. Then it's here after the user should be in a product page. So after the login, so there is something missing. After the login, user should be in the product page. So that's why I chose these steps over this one, which is more, I believe, organized, which is open the Google Chrome browser, go to this website, enter standard user in username text box. You see that this is also in a double quotation. So that's mean that this is the test data. Enter secret sauce in the password text box. Click on login button. Once you log in, user should be in product page. Okay, are you all agree with these steps? Is there anyone who is not agree with these steps? No? Okay, we all agree, which is a good thing. It will not kill our time. So next thing is here. I will remove this class, or I'll just keep it this class, no problem. So first of all, can anyone tell me what is the extension of Microsoft Word? What is the extension of Microsoft Word? Anyone? Okay. The extension means that the file format. Okay. So tell me, when you install any software, what you see in the end of the software name, which is very common. Everyone see that. On it, you are right.
It's the
So
Word file, doc.
doc file, but that is the extension is for MS Word extension is .doc, but from 2007 it's .x. Okay. And what about Microsoft Excel? Microsoft Excel extension. Anyone knows about this one? Dot. It's XLSX. Okay, let's try with the notepad. So this notepad is already open. So I want to say that notepad extension. If I save this notepad, what will be the extension of this notepad? Anyone? No, not notepad. It will be .txt. When you'll save it, you'll see that txt. So usually, if you don't see any this kind of thing, you see that .jar, Java is .jar. Any library you download, all the things are .jar. That is the extension. So if you don't see that extension, that means that this option is you don't have this option checked. So what you need to do is click on View. Then you'll see this three checkbox. The middle one is file name extensions. So if this checkbox is not checked, then you will not see any extensions here. But when this one is checked, then you'll see that .jar, .txt. If it is Microsoft Word, then you'll see that Microsoft Word. Let me see if I can open it. Microsoft Word document. You see that one here? New Microsoft Word document .docx. So this docx is the extension. Okay. Every file has an extension in your computer. Whatever the file you see, all the files have extension. If it's an image, then you will see that either JPG or PNG, something like that. If it's a video, you will see that .mov or
MP3.
MP3. MP3 is for audio.
Yeah,
Right?
audio.
Or something like that. So these all
VGA.
are yes, these all are called extensions. Okay. So now we need to work with Cucumber. So in Cucumber, we need to create a file. Okay, we need to create a file. So first of all, right click on the source test resources, right click here, go to this new, and then you will see one option called file. So okay, before you click on file, click on folder. Okay, click on folder and give a name exactly like this, features.
Why should we go?
Okay.
So the SRC resource, main resource over there?
Source test resources, the
Okay.
fourth one.
Okay.
Source test resources, right click on it, new file. Once you click on file, give a name of the file. Sorry, not file. You have to create a folder first. I'm sorry. So you have to create a folder first. So right click on this resources, source test resources, new, and then folder, and give a name features. I'll tell you why I'm creating this folder. Okay. Then click on finish. So it will create a folder of features. Okay. And after that, right click on this features again, go to this new and click on file. Now tell me what kind of test case is that you have created here? What kind of test case? What will be the name or summary of this test case? Anyone?
Login info for source demo.
Login for search demo. Login. Okay. That means that is a login, right? Okay. So I'll just keep that as a login. What I'll do is I'll go back here. I'll give a name as like a login, login, and then I have to use that extension. Okay. Dot is all lowercase. You can also keep that uppercase. It's fine. feature. Feature. Okay. Remember this word. Feature. Dot feature. So whenever you're creating a file, you have to give a name and then dot feature. Once you're done, click on finish. And if you see this page in the login feature, login.feature, if you see this, all these things, that means that your Cucumber is working fine. Your Cucumber plugin is working as expected. Okay? Everyone, did you get this page with all these things written already?
I got it.
So
Okay.
I'm giving login dot feature or login feature.
Login dot feature.
Okay.
Login dot feature. Okay. Once you click on finish, it will create this file, and then you'll see these things by default. And what you need to do is you have to use Control A to select everything and remove everything. We don't need anything from this one. Okay, we don't need anything. So in Java, when we are using for the comment, we are using 2 forward slash, but for this file, we have to use this count sign. It's a hashtag. Okay, we have to use this sign to make any line comment. So usually we use 1 or 2 line in a comment. One line is author. So who created this feature? Who created this file? So who created this? I can keep my name. And the second is when I created this one, date. Which date I created this feature? So today's date is 01/03/23. So I created on this date. So if you need to create any line, if you want to put any line in a comment, so you can just put this hashtag or this count sign before the start of the line, then it will be considered as a comment. Okay. Next thing is now we have to learn some keywords like 6 or 7 keywords. Okay. One keyword is what is the name? Well, not the name. So what is the summary of this test case? Anyone? Summary of this test case?
You login page in this login in the system.
Source demo
Using,
login functionality, right? Something like
yes,
that.
yes.
Login feature. Okay. So what you need to do is you have to get this summary from these steps. Like I'm just taking it as from like a manual test cases. It's already ready. and I'm just using the information from the manual test case. So I'm just taking this one here from here and then going back here, putting this one, source demo login feature. Next, how many scenarios you can think about of this login? We already discussed about that before, right? So let's say that you need to test this login functionality. So how many different ways you can think to test this login functionality? Anyone?
We can use that like the different and not in user text first we can type different type like different create not the same not the same thing in logging. We can try the different the thing or the different like the numbers to log in on this page. We can do the same thing the password text first typing something to check if we can do it or not. This way
Okay.
we can check it.
So that means that you are trying to test that with the negative testing, right?
Yes.
Negative testing. So we already learned that in manual testing that if you are using something like, for example, not the standard user, like something like this, standard, and the password you are trying to use something like, for example, I'm putting this standard user here. So that's mean that if you click on the login, the system will not allow you to log in, right?
Yes. Yeah.
So this is one of the scenario which is working as expected. Now let's talk about the only one right now, because we know that there is like a lot of scenarios, right? We can use. So for example, one of the scenario can be standard user, log in with a standard user. Another scenario can be logged out user. Another one can be problem user. The other one can be performance glitch user. Or other scenarios out of this one, we can think about like, okay, so why don't we just take this username out and then put the password and click on login. This is one of another scenario. So let's say that I want this username, but I don't want the password. To click on the login. So this is another scenario. And I already checked with the negative testing, like username, like not valid, like invalid username and password, and it was not able to log in. So these are all the scenarios you have to think as a tester. Now let's talk about only one positive testing with standard user. Okay, only one positive testing. So this is a positive testing scenario, right? Am I right?
Yes. Only
Uh,
the positive testing. Like we just
so then let's talk about, okay, so I have source demo logging feature. Under this feature, right now, I'm just only working, I'm going to working on positive testing, with standard user, okay? Is it fine? Okay. Now let's just get back, get this all the steps from here. All the steps from here. And then I will take these numbers from here out. And I also take this double quotation. Now, do you think this is like a simple thing that we are doing till now? Do you understand everything?
Yes.
Okay. So this
But
is
I
the
have a
sum.
quick question.
Yes, go ahead.
You're typing everything over here inside the login feature, which one we created a file after the features folder.
Yes,
Then
that's true.
we have to delete all these things, which one was by default, like all of things was written.
We can delete everything. We don't need anything from there.
Okay, that was my question. Thank you.
Okay, no problem. Now these are the things, right? Is there anything that you didn't understand from these lines? No, right? Okay, I imagine that you understood everything. So again, what is the first line? What I am talking about?
Source demo login feature.
feature, right? So this is a feature that you are going to test. Am I right? So before
Yes.
this line, I'll just type feature with F capital and then put a colon and then space. Then you will see the color will change to something else like green. So feature with F capital and then a colon and also just put a space. Then you'll see that the color will be changed from black to green. So this is the feature that you are going to work on, right? Now in that feature, you might have multiple scenarios, like 7, 8 scenarios. This is possible, right? Because in sign in, you can see there are like 7 scenarios you can think about. Now, let's talk about only one scenario. What is this scenario? Positive testing with standard user. Then type it, the scenario, and then put a colon and then space. So you see that here? This is also become green. Okay. So after that, these are the steps. For the steps, we also have to use this kind of keywords like feature, scenario. We have a couple of more keywords. We have to use that before each and every line. Okay. So usually we start with given. This is the first line we start with the steps. Okay, given. Given means that basically we keep our prerequisites here. Okay, for example, if you have a prerequisite of opening the browser, if you remember that in test-ng we have that prerequisite, like we keep that before test, right? Like declaring the driver, doing that system dot set properties, we did that even before test. So we can keep that kind of thing here in given. Okay. After that, we can say, okay. So if you remember, we did this part with these 4 lines in a before test. Am I right? So can we do this one? These 2 lines. Open the Google Chrome browser and go to this one in the same line. Can we do that? Okay. So we'll keep that in the same thing, the same line. Now, next thing. When you are here in this website, then what I'm doing, just think about manual approach. When I am inserting in standard user and inserting the password and click on the login button, then I'm able to log into the system and I'll be in the product page. So when I was talking about this one, the steps, I was using some keywords. Now I will use that keyword in these steps. Okay. So as I said that first one, we always use given. That is kind of like we keep that as a prerequisite. Then we use the keyword. When user enter standard user in the username text box, you can either use when or and. It's up to you. There is no like rules that you have to have used when or you have to have used and. It's up to you. You can use any keyword, either when or and. It's up to you. Okay. It's just like you need to understand how you can like create this sentence. That's it. Nothing else. When user standard user enter standard user in username text box, then when user enters secret sauce in password text box, and with the A capital, if you write this A capital, that means it's a keyword, and click on login button, then user should be in the product page. Okay. So what I did is I used the same steps that you have. I just added some keyword. So this keyword is basically like whatever you want to give. So for example, if you are saying that, okay, so given open, go to given open browser and navigate to sourcedemo.com, when user enter username and user enter password, and or you can also mention then user click on login button, then user should be able to log in, or user should be in the product page. So it's totally up to you how you write the sentences. Okay, you got the point?
Yes.
Okay, so now these are the things that you need to understand. There are like some keywords we have in the feature files. First of all, you need to have this keyword feature. Like what kind of feature is that this feature file will have? This is my feature file. This feature file will I'll work on this feature. Okay, for each and every feature you have to create a feature file. In the real world scenario, if you are working on, for example, sign up, you have to create another feature file for that one. Now in one feature there could be like 10, 15, 100 scenarios, so you can create all the scenarios inside this file. After that, you just need to go and write down your manual steps. That's it. Okay, once you are writing the manual steps, you are using some keywords before each and every line, and these are given. Let me write it down here. First of all, feature, then scenario. After that, it's given, when, and then but. So these are 5, and after that we have 2 more. We'll learn that, but I'm just giving you the name: scenario, outline, and one more is examples. So these are the basic keywords that you need to know, because in the interview they might ask you that what are the keywords we have in feature file. So you have to mention these keywords. Sometimes they will ask you, okay, so they might give you a scenario. Okay, so I have a login functionality, so can you please give me the steps for that? So you have to tell them, okay, so there is a feature, so login feature. So if I'm thinking about the scenario, the positive scenario, so that is one of the scenario, and then after that I have to create steps with a given, when, then. If they ask more details, then just tell them, okay, so given user opens a browser and go navigate to that the application, when user insert the username, when user insert the valid password, valid username, uh, and user click on login button, then user should be able to log in. So you have to use these keywords. Any question about these keywords and about these things? No questions? Okay. So you see that the things, that language we are using, there is a name for that. Okay, so this language name is Gherkin language. Okay, the language we are using here, feature, scenario, the steps, this language is called Gherkin language. So you got 2 interview questions from here. One is, what are the keywords we have to use in feature file? What are the keywords we have? And another is, which language we are using in feature file. It's a Gherkin language. Okay, These are the most commonly asked question from this cucumber. Now tell me one thing. When you create this, okay, I'll talk about that later. Okay. So once you're done, user click on login button. Okay. Once you're done, did you already create this one? Anyone didn't create these things? No. Okay, so whoever didn't create that, I just shared these steps. So if you already have this file ready, if you already created this file, just copy and paste. And if you want, you can also keep my name so that you know that this one is created by me. Okay, don't forget. So we're done till this point. Now the next thing is, then how can we write the code? These are the look like a manual test steps, right? Now
I
we
was
need,
almost about to ask. This is looks like a real manual testing going on.
yes. So these are the things. So I will tell that one. This is a very important thing. So I will tell that one after show you that how we will create the codes. Okay. So once we are done here, just simply right click on it, go to this run as, and click on cucumber feature. Even though I don't have any code, just click on this cucumber feature. So what it will do is it will run this. Okay, so I got this, but still it's fine. I'm getting this. Yeah, it's fine. So you'll see it will tell you that what are the scenario you are running, what are the steps are, and it says that undefined scenario. So I didn't define it yet. I don't have anything. So that's why it says that one undefined means that this scenario is undefined. I didn't create any code for that. Because the first step is undefined, that's why all the other these four steps are skipped. Now, the good thing with this cucumber is when you run it, it will also give you the suggestion. Okay, so why don't you just these steps are missing, so why don't you just copy and paste this? Okay, well, I need to do one thing because I have some extra thing here, so I need to remove that. So instead of writing that whole URL, just type source demo. It will make your life easy. Okay, I'll explain that later, but for now, I'll just keep it like that. So I will run it again. Then whatever the steps are missing, in my case, all the steps are missing. So it will give me all the steps here. You see that? All the functions are here. So I don't need to worry about writing the functions. You see that? So I just select this, copy that. Now I need to create a class, right? Because we are working on Java. If you need to type any code, you need to work with class. If you remember, we created one package here, source test Java test script. Inside this test script, I have a standard user. Now I will create one more class here. Right click on this package, new class, and give a name with step definitions. Step definitions, class name. Or step div. Or we can keep it like this. Yeah, that's fine. Usually we create a package with a step definition. Okay, let me create a package. Sorry, if you already created, it's fine. Let me
Yeah,
create a.
we did not do that. Remember, you said we didn't have to. So I don't have that test script.
It's fine. It's fine. Don't create. So what you need to do is create a package, new package. Here, give a name. The package name is step definitions, because in this package we will keep all the definitions, all the classes. Okay, definitions, and then click finish. Once you click finish, then see this package, step definitions. Now right click on this package, new class. Here I will say step. Let's create it with login step definition or step depths. It's fine. You don't need to write the whole prompt. It's step login step depth. Or that will be a little confusing. That will be a little confusing if I just give a name like this. Just take out this login part and then create this with step depth. Okay. Create this step depth, and I also don't need that public static void. Then don't click on this checkbox. Then click on finish. Once you click on finish, then you will see this class. And if you remember, I already copied these things from the console. Copy that and paste it here. Simple.
Can you please show us how much you have copied, please?
Okay. Only the functions. You see that from at the rate, starting from at the rate given till the last function at the rate them, which is closing here.
Okay, thanks.
No problem.
I have a quick question. When we were creating the package, on that time, did we create a package info? Did we check anything or just click on finish after typing the name?
Click on finish. Don't create that check info.
Okay.
Don't. Okay. So these are the functions where we have to work. Okay. Now you see that given is a red underline, and when you mouse over, it will tell you that import given io_cucumber.java en. You have to do that for each and every one, but you know the trick. Instead of this given, just put this direct, then it will take everything. You see that? I don't have any error, so I don't need to do that one by one. Just
Do we need to import at least one and after do that, or we can
yeah.
just do it at first? It will automatically import it.
No, you have to import at least one.
At least one, right?
Dr. P, can I share my screen, because when I run as the cucumber, that is not run, or they give me any option. This one.
Okay, so can you expand this? I need to say.
Okay.
So first of all, remove this standard user, the double. You can see that, right? This is the.
Yes, yeah, I can see that now. So I need to copy from given to the whole thing.
Yes, but I will suggest remove that double quotation from line number 10 and line number 11. This is something else. So we'll come to that point later, but for now, don't use that.
Can
Now
I
run
show
it
my
again.
screen also, please?
Okay. Run it again, and you will find. Run it again. Then you'll see the functions again. It will show you the functions again. Scroll up. You'll see the functions again, and copy that.
Okay, the whole thing.
Yes, starting from given. No, scroll up. Yes, keep it until here, and then copy this. And you already have a class. Just paste it inside the class.
Over here. Okay. And then I need to import this thing.
Sorry, what is that?
I need to import all the given everything.
Yes, import it. And once you import it, don't do that for each and every one. Just remove that given from line number 3. Line number 3. Line number 3. Just
This
remove
one.
that only the given, and then put a static here.
Okay.
Class I'm not sure of it. Okay, so you're fine then. So is anyone having some issue?
Yes, I'm having issue in the cucumber. I would like to share my screen, please.
Okay.
So it's showing me the warnings over here.
Yeah, because how many features you have?
I have over here the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 features.
No. How many features you have? These are the steps.
Features only one features over here.
But I can see there are like 2 features.
Oh yes, you're right. 7 number I can delete.
Yeah, you can delete that one and also remove from line number 11, remove that HTTP part and just name that source demo website or source demo apps. Remove that / also and com also. That's it. Run it and see if you can see the things. Scroll up in the console. Console? No, in the console. No, it's still not.
Yeah, still not.
What could be the issue? Feature. Given one this is the one. So, did you change? Did you change anything after you create this feature file?
No, I didn't.
Because he says that no features found at this location. The last line in the warning, you see that in the red? Okay, I'll check that. I'll check that up.
Okay, sure.
But the problem is you'll not be able to complete this. But I have to check it. I have to check it after the class. Okay. I'll check
Okay,
it.
thank you.
No problem. So let me show.
Also, Jeffrey,
Yes.
do I have to like import all of them?
Do you have to what? Import. You mean that import?
Yeah. I was saying, can I like, do I have to like import them all?
No. So if you just import only for one, and
Uh,
after that, let me show you here again. So let's say that I don't have any import. So if you just import only one, then remove this given part and put that static. So that means that you want to import everything. So it will work all of them for all of them. But if you want to do by one, that is also fine. It's up to you. Okay, so I got my functions. Now we need to type something inside the functions, right? So you already know when we work on the test ng, we have these things, right, inside the test. So we'll do the same thing here. We'll just copy and paste. So we'll save our time and we'll copy and paste. So we'll take this part, 4 lines of code, where we'll do the maximize also, and keep it inside our first function. The first function is basically saying that open the Google Chrome browser and go to source demo app. So I will keep these 4 lines of code. Is that okay? Any question here? I believe there will be no question because we already know about this. Yes, go ahead.
We should just copy from the previous class that
Yes,
4 lines.
just
Okay.
copy it from the previous class. That's it. Now I'll go to the standard user again, and then this step, it says that user enter standard user in username text box. So that's mean that I need only these two lines of code, right? One line is to get the web element of username text box, and then I'm sending the username in that text box. So I'll just copy and paste it here. Okay, so can anyone tell me why I'm getting this error here? I declare this WebDriver here, but I'm getting this error in driver here in this function. Anyone?
It says driver cannot be removed. Did you remove any driver?
No, you see that here? I have this driver. Anyone
So
else?
we have to declare
We
this
need the
one global driver.
constructor, internal driver from this one.
Miri, can you repeat that again, please?
So we need the like the constructor for this one, the driver.
Constructor, no, we don't need that constructor, but I got an answer from Salma and that is right. So the reason is, you see that this driver, I declared this driver and it is basically limited to this part. That's why it's not sharing, it's not coming to this function.
It's not a global yet.
That's true. So I need to make this global. That means I need to take this one out, right? Make sure you do that. Otherwise, it will be like everything is fine, except this driver will not pass here. Now the third one, enter password in the password text box. Let me go back to the previous class, copy these two lines of code where I'm inserting the password in the password text box and then pasting it here. Then other function is I have to click on the login button. So again, go back here, click, copy this and paste it here. Can someone, I think I already have it. Let me see. I have that validation part, right? We did that before. Basic Selenium, Selenium learning. This is title. Does anyone have that one? The questionable part. No.
You're talking about the current URL, that validation part?
Yes, that part.
Okay.
Let me check if I have this one. I don't have it here. Is anyone going to share the code with me? Okay, got it. So I got it from BD, thank you. So let me just use this one here. Okay, I got, and I need to uncomment. So what I'm doing here, and okay, that is something different, but I can change that one, no problem. It will be easy one. Okay, what is that? Copy that, paste it here, and done. So my expected is this, actual is this, and I am doing this one here. So my code is almost ready. If you see, for each and every step, now I have implemented each and every step. For first step, where I say that, okay, open the Google Chrome browser and go to source demo app. If you see, this is my first step, and then this is my function. It started from here, and this is the things that I'm doing. I'm setting up the property, declaring, initializing the driver, going to this website, and then it's done. Maximize. Second step, user enter standard user in the username text box. So I'm doing it here. Third, inserting the password. Fourth, click on login button. And fifth, and validating if I'm able to log in or not, right? So now again, when you're done, then again same thing, right click on this feature file, go to this run as, and click on cucumber feature. So once you are done, then you'll see this Chrome browser is opening here, and you'll see it's doing all the job as expected. So if you go here, what it says now, one scenario, one passed. In one scenario, in this scenario, I have 5 steps. You see that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I have 5 steps, and all 5 are passed. For example, in one of the steps, you are working with something like this. One of the password, this ID is not working. So that's mean that this will fail in this step. So it will open the browser, it will insert the username, but when it goes through the password, it will not able to do that because the password is not the valid password ID. So then what it will do is it will skip these 2 steps. Okay, so let's try to run it and see. So it opens this browser, inserting the username, but after that it's not doing anything. Why? Because it says, you see that, using ID with value word. I'm not able to find it. No such element. No such element. Unable to locate element. So it's not able to locate the element. And what it says, that one scenario, I have one scenario and one fail. In this 5 step, 2 of the steps are passed. This step failed, and because this step failed, that means that it's not able to go to the next 2 steps. So that means 2 skipped. Okay. Any question or any issue? No questions or no issue? Okay. So why we need to create this feature file and why we need to create this step definition, this file, this class. We already can create this class, like we know how to write that code, and we can create this class, and then we can work. There is no problem with that. Then why we need to create this step definition? Sorry, this feature file. Can anyone answer that? Any answer will be fine. I know that you don't know the answer, but still, it's fine.
It's just helping us to like check everything step by step, which one I am doing, which one is the next, and in the meantime, if there is any error, it's also showing us these steps we already been through, and there is one pass, one, two failure, and 2 of them skipped.
But do you think that when we are doing test ng, like we are getting the same kind of thing? It was showing that where it failed. Then
Yeah.
why we need this cucumber then?
It's much more easier because it's giving us all the feedback like automatically by typing these things. So that's why it's slightly easier than the test ng.
Okay. Any other answer? No. Okay. So basically, what we call this cucumber is cucumber. This feature file is basically the bridge between the technical and non-technical person. So this feature file can be created by anyone, by like manual tester or business analyst, or for example, product owner itself. They can create these steps, this feature file, and we also have to create this feature file. It doesn't mean that they will always do that and we'll work on the coding part. So we need to get the steps from the test cases from the manual tester, and based on that, we have to create these steps. And once you write these codes, your manual tester can easily come. Your manual tester can also get this all these codes. They can open this feature file and they can see, okay, this feature file is basically to test this login feature, and this scenario is to test the standard user positive testing, and these are the steps. So they can see the steps and then they can simply run it. Once they run it, it will run. If it works, that means that test is working as expected. They don't need to understand anything about from the code. You will be the person who will write the code. So basically, this feature file is making a bridge between the technical and non-technical person, so that the technical person can easily tell that non-technical persons that what they're doing in each and every steps. So that's why we use Cucumber. So Cucumber is called BDD. Its full form is behavioral I forgot behavioral. Is that the right thing? I'm not sure. RIOL behavioral driven development. Okay, so this is the one. It's called this one is called BDD. So Cucumber. There are like a lot of tools we have. Cucumber is one of the tools of BDD. BDD means that behavioral driven development. So where you have to write this kind of feature files, and based on these steps, you have to create the functions. So this function will basically work whatever it says in these steps. You got it? Any question? No questions. Okay. Okay, so what you need to do is you have to create this kind of feature file, and then you have to do some practice with different scenarios. Just go for this source demo login feature first, and if you can understand, if you can do, then also do some practice on different websites. Like we already have a homework for like Yahoo help page, or like Tricentis get code. So you can use these steps for that practice also. But for now, till Thursday, do the practice on this source demo. Then I'll give you some homework on that websites, okay? That applications. So what we learned today? We learned how to install the Cucumber plugin, how to get the library for the Cucumber. Then also, most important thing, we learned the Maven. Maven is a build tool. There are like some other build tools are also available, but most commonly used build tool is Maven. in Maven, Maven is basically gives us the structure, project structure, and also we can manage our libraries by this pom.xml. Okay. If we have a Maven, then we can also run our project from command line. Command line is basically called this one, something like this, cmd. So command prompt. So this is basically called command line. So you can run your project from command line as well if you have a Maven installed in your computer. Also, it helps us to run our project from remote repository, sorry, remote server like Jenkins. Okay, so these are the benefits of using Maven. After that, what we learn is Cucumber. So in Cucumber is basically the simple sentences that you have to write in a simple English language. And the language you are using here is called Gherkin language. And some keywords we are using is called Gherkin keywords. Okay, so there is one more that is called background. Background. Also description is there, but this is not mandatory. Background is also there. So we'll learn that some other keywords in our next session. Okay, and most importantly, you will have only one feature for each and every feature file, but you can have multiple scenarios. Okay, and steps. It doesn't matter how many steps you have. You can write hundreds of steps, which is fine. Once you're done, you have to implement these steps in step definition class. So this is also an important question for the interview. So where do you write your steps? In a feature file. So where do you implement that steps? In step definition class. This is standard. So we write that in a step definition class. Okay. Other than that, we don't have anything. No, we don't have anything else. So do you have any question? No questions. So if you don't have any questions, we are done for today. So I hope we'll be wrap up this Cucumber by next session. So Cucumber is very easy, better than TestNG. So if we start, you already know almost 50% of that Cucumber. You just need to know that if you have a multiple feature file, then how you run it. It's kind of like the same thing you have to think about like TestNG. If you have a multiple class, how will run it by using test injection file. Or in Cucumber, we have something else, something different, something else. So we'll see that in our next session.
So next session we'll do Cucumber, so that's gonna be done. And then how many more? Like how many more classes are gonna be there?
After this week, it will be 3 more weeks. Next week, we'll learn OOP concept and the small items that need to be done, like Jenkins, GitHub, some basics, some more functions from the Selenium, like actions, robot class, if I get a chance, then try catch block, which is exception handling. So these are the like small, very small topics, but I'll cover that next week.
Okay. All right. Thank
Okay.
you.
No problem. Anything else?
Yeah, there was one more thing, Zakir Bhai. There was one more thing. That is, so you are getting us ready for the interview, right?
Sorry, what is that? I'm giving
You're getting us ready for the interview, right?
That is true.
Yeah, before that, we want to take your interview.
Okay.
That is, you never told us, you never introduced yourself to us because Alhamdulillah, you teach us so well. You're a good teacher. You should tell us about yourself, like, where you got all these good skills from, where you went to school, and, Of course, we want to see you too if you have a page where you have all your descriptions and everything. So if you want to create a page and tell us about yourself, you have some time, maybe next class or session, something we want to learn about you, because thank you very much everything for everything that you do for us. But we do want to learn where you got all these things from. And how do you remember all these things? Because that's what we were all wondering. Alhamdulillah, mashallah, may Allah bless you.
Okay, well, thank you for the compliment. The thing is, I always try to skip that question, skip that part, like introduction part, because that is not like a important thing for me. The important thing is how you're learning. That's the important thing. So no problem. I'll give you one small introduction next session.
Okay, thank you. We'd love to do that, and we'd like to see you, know you too, because on the road, if we see you that you are a teacher, we're not even gonna know you.
That's
Right? So thank you so much. And also please tell us about your little family too, mashallah. Can you know their names and everything? We'd love to learn about them. Thank you.
I'll do that in next session.
Okay, thanks.
Okay.
Thank
Yes.
you, Zakir bhai. Alhamdulillah.
Okay. No problem. Yes. Any question? Any other question? Any issue?
So I have a question about the homework. So you told us to do some practice about this feature. So do we need to do the practice in this class, or we can do anything anywhere else?
Uh,
My concern is that you told that in one feature there is a different scenario, right?
yes,
We
that's
can
true.
so we can do it in over there, like in here, like we just add a scenario and do it, right?
Okay. So before we leave, there is one thing that I want to share. So, for example, this is a very good thing, very good feature of this cucumber. Once you create a step, you don't need to create that step again. For example, I have this scenario with a positive testing standard user. Let's say that I have, this is a good thing that you mentioned, so that you can do some practice, otherwise you'll be in trouble. So let's say that I want to do negative testing. Let's say it's a different scenario, negative testing, negative. I'm seeing it's a negative A, right? So negative testing with the standard user, not standard user, it's a long-term user. Okay, and here, if I need to type logged out, because we don't have enough time, that's why I forgot to show this one. So you see that everything is same, right? In this feature file, both of the scenarios have almost the same steps, except this step, right? So now what will happen? Once you right click and then click on run as, what do you think? How many steps it will tell me to implement? 5 more? Usually you will be thinking like that, right? 5 more. Because I have,
Maybe skip the rest of the others. Which one is like not same?
yes, that's true, because I mentioned that it's a good feature. That's why you told me that. Am I right? You got a good point.
Not only because of that, definitely it have to have this feature. Otherwise, why should it will be easier?
Yes. So this is a very important, very good feature. So once you write one, where? Oh, okay. So I didn't change that. Okay, but still it's fine. So that one is for standard user, and this one is for logged-out user. So this is done. Now, if I go back to the class, let me get this one from back here, password. Okay. Now, once you here in the console, it will tell you that, okay, so you are missing this, only this step. You see that this is the only step that you are missing from this feature file. Even though if it's a different feature file, it will find out where this step is defined. So that is a very good feature about this cucumber. So what I need to do, I just need to copy this function, go back to my step definition class, and it doesn't matter that where you are keeping it. It's like the same we did for testng. Keep it anywhere. So what usually I do is I don't keep it anywhere. I usually keep the things which is similar like this. So this is user internal user in username text box, and now it will be for logged out user. Okay, so this is done. Now what I need to do is I have to go back to the feature file again and then run it. So this is for the standard user, the first scenario, login. So it's done. Now it's time for the second one. Opening, logged in, try to log in with the logged out user, click on login, and it's done. So if you see, I have 10 steps, all are passed. Even though the last one is failed, it also says that it passed. The reason is, you see this one here, test failed, that is my system out println. This is coming from my system out println, but basically this test is passed. Passed. Why is that? Because Cucumber always look for, do you have the function for this step? It just look for that. If it's find that function, then it will say, okay, test is passed. And most importantly, if you see this step, for example, this one, if you see this step, it is similar to this one. There is no change here. But if you make only one change, like for example, if you put a one space here by mistake or for any reason, one step here, it will tell you to implement this step because it will count that space also. So be careful when you type, when you create a step. You see that here it says, oh, okay, it's it should not. Okay, it opened only one. Okay, it only opened only one because of this. This for the standard user, but this is not for the logged user. That's why this one is got failed. Let me show you here. You see that? Because I put one extra space here, that's why it's telling me to implement this step. So be careful with this one. So when you create a step, don't change the step until unnecessary. If it's you change it, also copy this step from here and go back to the class and paste it here, because this is the line which is basically creating this link between your step and your function. Okay, this is the line which is creating this link. Okay, it's 9:59. We did a lot of things today. Any question?
You said you are going to be fix my issue.
Yeah, I'll do that now.
Thank you.
Any other question or issue?
So we don't need to write down here to like you write down, open the Google Chrome browser and go to Selenium web. So it will automatic, look at the web address. We don't need to mention the address here.
You don't. No, you see that no. You have to write it here like as a general sentence, but you have to mention it here that where you are trying to go. Driver.get.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So this is the coding part. We did it before, and this is the basic manual steps.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Okay, no problem.
So if we forget about test.ng, so we can just directly get our code from anywhere and just plug put it here and then we can run it.
Yes.
Like, right? Yeah. I mean, this has nothing to do with test.ng.
No.
Right. Okay. Thank you.
No problem. Okay, so we are done for today. Any question? No? Okay. Then we'll see again on Thursday.